This video is sponsored by Coach Paint. This week we're going to look at the Blitzbok defence in the first round of the Dubai Sevens. Whilst attacking rugby was the order of the day for South Africa Sevens, in the first round of the HSBC World 7 Series it's very clear defence was as equally a big part of their win. So we're going to have a quick look at a few examples of how good this South African defence is. Now their opening try versus Ireland is an excellent example of how they turn defence into a try scoring opportunity. South Africa don't compete at this line-out and use Grobbler at the back to immediately close the seam and apply pressure. Ireland plays off the top, and straight away we can see the seam is closed and Grobbler is connected with his wider defence. And this reduces Ireland's options to playing from left to right only. If they wanted to bounce back to the left, they'd have to go deep to do so, which we'll see later on isn't so easy. And we can see the box backs have been mirrored up. So with the seam closed, it's just a case of applying pressure on the ball. Key here is how South Africa keep mounting pressure. They've driven Ireland to the side and many teams would now go soft and drift on the ball, having made the gain line. Instead, South Africa continues through and forces the pass from Ireland, which leaves Lennox open for the hit from du Plessis. Soizawapi gets the ball back to the middle, and with four of the Irish defenders scrambling to close down the ball, Davids tears in for the try, taking advantage of the uncertainty between Kelly and Dardis. One defensive press, one aggressive tackle, and the Blitzboks are in for a try. Against Australia, we also get a look at how good both their cover and defensive work rates are. Dowling makes a fantastic break down the touchline for Australia, showing great vision and footwork to elude both Grobbler and Zane Davids. But watch how Selvin Davids doesn't panic, closes the space between them and then importantly doesn't overchase the ball. Cutting off the inside step, he keeps pace and waits to make a good tackle. And this patience allows South Africa to get back and compete. And it's an excellent long presentation from Dowling to stop Grobbler from competing for the ball. As we pan out, we can see that Dowling's break has sucked 6 of the South African 7 into the ruck area, and that leaves Soizawapi covering the rest of the pitch. It's a brilliant read from him to shoot and pressure the ball, forcing a loose pass, which then forces Patterson back towards the cover defence, and that read from Soizawapi has allowed South Africa to recover enough to get more players around the ball than Australia and win a penalty. It's remarkable how well they've recovered from a line break into shutting it down and winning a penalty. And in this next clip, we see South Africa make a hash of the line out but recover well for Pretorius to attack the ball on the ground. Despite this, we can see how much space South Africa have conceded. But now let's watch how they first win that back and then move on to reclaim possession. First, Van Wyk wins back the space with his aggressive line speed. Also importantly, Soizawapi is lurking wide, just in Roach's peripheral vision, cutting off that long pass to Hutchinson. This means it's now 1 versus 1 between Roach and Van Wyk. Importantly here, watch how Van Wyk gets up and slows down Turner's approach, and that allows Davids the chance to attack the ball, and though he doesn't win it, Australia have lost valuable time and are back in line with the original line-out. All the way through here, watch how South Africa keep one man focused on the ball no matter what, and two either side have been focused on keeping the space closed and also watching to see if there's a jackal opportunity. Australia is drifting, and when they finally straighten up, the tackle comes. Look at how Grobbler fights hard to keep Patterson off the ground and turns it into a wrestle. Again, this buys valuable time for his defence to reset and identify the next threats. We can also see South Africa have now won territory from the original line-out. That contest means Australia is also committing resources to the breakdown, and that allows South Africa to get dominant numbers on either side of the ruck. This allows them to defend square on rather than drifting out, and that's much better for them. Again, it's a fight over the ball when the tackle finally comes. Off the recycle, Australia have found space, but South Africa is still coming forward and giving themselves space to work in, and again, they shut it down ahead of the original gain line. We can see Australia starting to struggle for shape, the ball's out, and the wide attack is still trying to realign and are forced back inside. At the tackle, we can again see Soizawapi trying to keep the ball up in the air to win valuable time for his defence. Then, when the recycle comes, we can see South Africa have 7 on their feet and Australia have only 4. Here is where we really see the intelligence of the South African defence. They know Australia are down in numbers and that the ball carrier is going to be isolated, so they go soft, back off to allow for Davids to reconnect with Brown, and they create a 2 versus 1, which sees Turner going off his feet in panic at losing the ball. South Africa's patience, coupled with their ability to make the right decision at the right time, is unrivalled. It's also highly reliant on fitness, which allowed them to maintain this all the way through the tournament, as we'll see in the final clip from the final versus USA. Off the kickoff, we see their formula formation. One player pressures the catcher, one overshoots to mop up a mistake, and a third player picks up the overkick. Straight away the Blitzboks are mirrored in defence, so now they concentrate on winning the space again and press hard. Importantly though, when USA tried to come back against the grain, we can see South Africa closing off their escape route, and they're also pressuring the next player out wide off the ball. Remember, there's no offside line here, so they can do this. This forces USA to shuffle the ball backwards, trying to find space, and a long wild pass, though it finds Targo, actually isolates him and allows South Africa to fold under, take him into touch, with Pretorius in complete control of the tackle. All the way through this clip, South Africa are moving forward, pressuring players, closing off escape routes. Once you're being forced backwards, it's very difficult to regain forward momentum without creating a new ruck, which would actually in turn force the Boks to return to their offside line and give USA a chance. That's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed this look at Sevens, a huge passion of mine. To stay up to date with what's going on, please remember to like and subscribe and follow on Twitter for more analysis.